So I was playing around with the official projects, the intended projects, and I had an idea that I wanted to explore here, because when you have a hole, the hole can be just as useful as the part that you cut from it. What my plan is I want to use that as a stencil, and I want to sponge some color through it. And I have a pretty big margin over here, but I don't have much of a margin over here, so I'm going to come back and use a Post-it note. That Post-it note is going to give me a little bit more protection for where the sponging is going to go. So here is my idea. This is a dark green. I'm going to come back with a light green ink. All right, my plan is to have one leaf sponged over here and then to take another one of the cutouts and layer it on top. I'm going slow and careful because there's a lot of these pieces right in here that are loose and there's nothing to hold them down, and I don't want to accidentally have one come up and get the ink underneath it. You can do this anytime you have a cutout, but I will tell you that the paper pumpkin kits often come with cutouts. And of course, if you have punched pieces or you've done die cuts, you can do this similar technique with them. Here's my next cutout. And in the last video I made where I made the intended projects for this paper pumpkin kit, I pointed out, I don't know if you can see here, it's showing up for me, but I can't tell looking down on my phone at the camera. These are embossed. Maybe from the back side it might show it up here. But yeah, this is kind of cool to have the embossing on that cutout. We did have some pretty pink ribbon that came with this kit, and I think I'm going to add a bow with this. I know I've showed this before, but I'm just going to do it real quick. I like my meat fork. It makes a great bow. And if you've never seen it, I'm going to put a link up in the description to a video that I made on making fork bows. Look at that. Quick and easy. There we go. Okay, now I just need to trim the ends. All right, we're going to need some sort of sentiment down here. I'm going to use black ink for this sentiment because I want things to kind of pop here. I got a plan going. Now I'm going to layer some circles here to frame that sentiment. You're going to notice that this sentiment is kind of small on that space, so I'm going to fill in with, there was this little foliage stamp right here, and I'm going to come back and add a few of these. Go back and find the ink that I used. This was Mint Macaron. So that just fills in the white space a little bit, and it kind of ties the foliage together with the sentiment. All right, I'm going to add 3 layers down here. I really want that pop of pink. My 3 layers were a 2-inch circle punch for the sentiment, a 2 1/4 inch circle punch for the black layer, and then I am popping in between them the Starburst punch, which depending upon when I'm filming this in the middle of May 2020, and this is retiring in May 2020. So we may have other dies that would fit as this intermediary size. And since I'm actually going to send this card, and I see I made a smudge down here, this is going to go into my, I'm going to cut this down actually. All right, that did not totally get rid of that smudge. So now we're going to come in and bring some ribbon. All those things that you can do when you mess up in a way that you weren't intending to. I cut myself a piece down here, that was going to frame it with an 1/8 inch frame instead of the typical 1/4 inch frame that we do, because it matches the small amount of black that's showing over there on my sentiment rings. This is how my projects always come together, it seems. Not exactly as intended, but they kind of grow there. That will cover up that ink. So I was intending to make this as a super simple project that a beginner who didn't have a lot of supplies would be able to do with things that they might have on hand, like white paper. And then I ended up showing you how to fix it when you screw up on something. So here is my pink ribbon. Let me cut off the ends. And while I'm cutting off the ends, I'm also going to comment that this is one of the reasons, one of the nice things about the paper pumpkin kits is that because they're coming from a company that already makes the paper and colored product, you're guaranteed that your pink paper and your pink ribbon are going to match. So that's a bonus. And the perfect adhesive for putting on a bow like this is the glue dots. Here they are. The problem you have with a bow is that the fabric just has so much ups and down to it. There's not a smooth surface for the whatever you're using for your glue. So you want something that can kind of get down and into the fibers and hold it a little bit more. And these glue dots are a good choice. Okay, that card turned out really pretty. I'm very happy with that one. Just one alternate thing that you can do with the supplies that come in the kits. Once again, if you have any interest in getting the kits, leave a comment, give me a private message. And like I say, I always do send out an email to all my subscribers with the extra projects that I've made. So thanks for stopping by.